This episode of the Stickers and Scuffs podcast has been brought to you by Remax Jack. Jack provides a friendly, customer-driven service in search for homes and provides excellent details on the market, values, and trends in buying and selling. Jack has been able to work with Cam on his search and always makes himself available when he has a question. Remax Jack will help you if you're looking to buy or sell a home within the GTA. He's who Cam K trusts to find his next home, and he should be yours too. Remember, call Remax Jack and start to pack. For more information, go to remaxjack.ca. Welcome to GForceTV, a professional network that brings you exhilarating on-track action like no other. Their dedication lies in providing you with amazing racing coverage from prestigious venues such as Ohsweken Speedway and the APC Series through Racing America. But that's not all. They also offer a wide range of captivating racing podcasts that will keep you up to date with all the latest news and insights. Race Rivals, hosted by Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey, brings you engaging discussions that delve into the thrilling world of racing. For a weekly dose of racing insights and behind-the-scenes stories, On Track Weekly with Cam K is the show for you. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. They have so much more in store for you. In 2024, GeForce is set to be your ultimate destination for on-track action. You can find them on YouTube or visit their website at geforcetv.net. Join GeForce TV and embark on an exciting journey into the world of racing.
Stickers and scuffs in the fast lane, yeah. Live with the raw, feel the drive, yeah. Madness on the track, we ain't slowing down. Cam and Graydon taking it around town. From the bleachers to the pits and pride, stories scream loud, no place to hide. Engine screaming gas pedal to the floor. Ontario nights, we keep asking for more. Broadcasting live through the middle and night. Under the lights, racing pure delight. Going in a flash, burning.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Stickers and Scuffs podcast. We're back for 180. That's right.
Woo!
Episode 180. So we got to have somebody special. Why not a brand new SNS racer for 2025? Comes after a season, fourth place, I believe it was, in points this year in the Outlaw Midget division, one of our favorite divisions out there. It's Mike Homewood joining us on the show tonight. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We're great, man.
Doing good.
Well, okay, we'll say we're great, but racing's done for the year, so it hurts a little bit, but
A little bittersweet, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit bittersweet. Let's talk about that season that you had in the Outlaw Midgets. Not too shabby this year, eh?
No, it was kind of my coming out party. Kind
Yeah.
of figured out a lot of stuff and got lucky. Few races. So
Got lucky, but how long has it been that you've been in the division?
I started in 2017.
All right, so steady progression for yourself. How has the club changed?
Oh, it's changed a lot over the last few years, but it's mostly the cars are getting faster and the tracks are getting rougher. That's pretty much the
Pretty
thing we
much
deal with
it, I
every
guess
year.
so.
Yeah.
Now let's learn a little bit about these cars. Graydon has actually raced one of these things. What was it, Graydon? Like 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
2022, I believe.
2022. So, what are these things? They're funky looking race cars.
Yeah, they're a flat bottom midget. We run a 440 Polaris fan cooled engine. They're 20-year-old engines, but there's nothing better.
And these have no suspension, correct?
No suspension. Nope. Everything's on radius rods.
So you got the burning question, Graydon.
What's that? Wait,
You've got the burning question. Yeah,
Burning.
The burning question.
That's a bit of pressure, don't you think?
Just a little bit. All right, the big question for you, Mike. Are they safe? That's a lot of topic after the weekend that we had at ACC. I feel it was just one of those situations where it could happen at any division. It just unfortunately happened in your division.
I got you.
I agree with that 100%. Like, I take safety so seriously. Like, actually, works out good. I got the car right here. Just a bare chassis, stripped it all down.
Yeah.
I'm sending it out to get the entire car, every weld checked at the NDT group. Dan Kavari's going to go through that. We inspect the car, check every weld. I run a containment seat. Nobody took a harder lick this year than me in one of these, and I hopped right out. But it's just
Is
like,
it the
like
is,
any track, circumstantial.
I was gonna say it just depends on the type of hit and how you hit and where you hit, right?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, because you guys, for those that aren't aware, the Outlaw Midgets did have a I don't know, it was like a Talladega big one at Sunset, where again I believe it was people at the front made contact, and man, you got clobbered, and
Yeah.
by far the hardest hit you've ever had.
Actually, no, I had a harder hit at Sawwell, but
Oh, okay. Well,
I
there you
had a
go.
right front hub explode, and right going into turn 3, and no time to hit the brakes. So I was just along for the ride, and just
Right.
that one hurt a lot, more than what I told my wife driving home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Put
that's
the brave
exactly it.
face on.
Because
yeah,
we have people that were that were posting and saying that something
yeah.
needs to be done about this, and but comparable to like the Can-Am midgets, how different do these, like, would Can-Am, if they had a wreck like that, it would be the same, would it not?
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. There's not much crumple room, so there's no dissipation of the energy. So your bars
And
only move so far, and then the rest is your body's taking it. You
now
get your,
this
your
kind
boat.
of, yeah, Mike, this kind of comes from my angle, from the driver perspective here. And we're not talking about like, we're not making this like a TMZ or gossip kind of
Yeah,
thing. We're trying to work out, like as Cam says, like it's just sometimes, I mean, we all know it. Every time you get into a race car, there's an element of danger. I mean, you're racing cars, and the open wheel cars in particular, when you because of the size of them too, you're more prone to getting three wide at these speedways. And if you do happen to go wheel over wheel, we kind of know what happens, and things get a little bit chaotic and that sort of thing. From my standpoint, and this is something that I've talked about just as the curiosity of a newcomer, being like a new race car driver, but spotters are typically for the higher up divisions. We have teams, like every division has a crew of people coming to the track. Is it an option? Do you think it's a good idea? Is there anything wrong with spotters in outlaw midgets or bone stocks or mini stocks, in your opinion, Mike?
I think that would just lead to, in our cars, blocking, and
Right.
a lot more
That's
blocking. Like
fair.
right now,
Yeah.
we have to drive and kind of respect the lines. Like usually you follow the guy, you kind of study what they're doing, and
Mm-hmm.
okay, they usually do this, and you counter that with your line and try to get around them. And especially with me being a fast car this year, I think I did pretty good at that.
Yep.
I didn't get tangled up in any of that mess, but
But yeah,
I
to
was
your point,
thinking,
then it could arguably make it worse. Then, or
I think it would because it's so delayed. Like if it gets
yeah.
transmitted to you,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like the world of outlaws, nothing happens faster, and they
Right.
don't have them. You got to
Mm-hmm.
drive by the seat of your pants, use your ears,
Right.
your eyes, the whole package, and just drive smart. And just stuff will happen no matter what you do. But you just I don't know. It comes from learning how driving with people too. Is if you know you're
Yes.
faster, and there's some tracks, there's only one line that you can only get by somebody, and you got to just show yourself, and then
Mm-hmm.
if they see you do that enough times, they're going to know you're there, and hopefully either move up a bit if they know they're slower, or you have to just get in there.
Well,
Well, you've made great points, Mike.
yeah.
Like that's why we brought it up. I just we're looking at it from all angles here, and that's a great point that it would become sort of the norm to have like people trying to play more games. I guess that way. It's just
Oh
like
yeah,
if you introduce a new element to it, that it would somehow get manipulated eventually too. So, yeah, great point.
yeah, and like with the Peterborough race and some of those wrecks, it was a lot of spin outs, and
Hmm.
then people just nowhere to go. They're reacting and just A couple of those hits were pretty wild.
Yep. And
The four.
judging by the amount of hardware in the background there, it looks like you've gotten the idea and the know-how of getting around and getting through traffic pretty well. So you go to the track with 2 cars. So talk about Homewood Family Racing as a team there, Mike.
Yeah, it's me and my brother Fred.
Yeah.
We grew up. My dad sponsored Street Stocks, and they helped another Pro 4 car in the early '90s. So we used to go like twice a week
Yeah.
to the races. I remember going Wednesdays to like the C&E, and we just got hooked when we were
Nice.
young. And we raced one season at Oswego, and when we graduated high school, we each got like a credit card and racked it up and had a great summer. Put it off for the next 4 years, but it was a
Nice.
great summer. Had a blast, and then we helped out on a few teams when we could, and then I don't know. It was been almost 10 years later. I finally convinced my wife to let me get a car,
Yeah.
and then just kind of I've been growing, and my brother would come help when he could, and then he got a new job, which allowed him to eventually get a car and start up, and then it was his. He's about a year and a half in. Because the first year he hurt his foot, so he couldn't do a full year.
Right.
And then so he was getting better throughout the year. And just if something was going to hit somebody, he found it.
Learn the hard way, eh?
He needed a rabbit's foot for this year.
So Mike, why'd you pick the Outlaw Midgets?
Affordability right from the get go, and what it was is I went to Flamborough. It's when the flat bottoms were with Oscar, and I had a camera, and I just went by myself and like taking pictures, and I'm like, God, for like $5,000, I could get in and just have a hobby and something to do, and I can only watch so much NASCAR, and then if I wasn't at the races, I just wanted to be a part of it, and then eventually just got a car, and gradually, it took more than $5,000, but you just got to slowly build up and buy stuff, buy some tools. I'm finally comfortable enough that I can like touch any part of the car and put it back together.
Yeah, you have to like you're developing a notebook as a racer, but you're also having to develop a notebook as the head wrench on the stuff too, right? So when you're at the races, it's really helpful having all those people. I can attest to that, having changed engines on my one and only race day there. But like, there's a lot of people around that are willing to help you and educate you, right?
Yep. Yeah, there's some really good core members of the club that have so much knowledge, and it's you almost feel bad for like knocking on their trailer door like every 5 minutes especially when I was working. Oh, do you got this? Do you got this? Like because I didn't have all the little parts that you might need. Especially chain. The chains, you have your little master link, and it would just spit them off if you didn't put them on right or.
Yep.
This is my favorite thing was switching to a belt.
It's the little things, right?
Well, you got several big names that have been a part of that club, and that have obviously I think we know that they're going to stick around for a bit. We talk about the Hooligan. I mean, who's synonymous with this club is the Hooligan. He made sure to bring out the full army of Hooligan cars for the ACC, and you have Jason Metcalf, who's come into this division, and I think has shown that, hey, you can come into this division and you can do well, and you can win.
The parity, right? And I remember at the beginning of the season, he wasn't winning. He was having trouble week after week, and then you have a hot streak, and then yourself coming in, you're winning. Nick Spees is winning. So the competition level is great. You've got somebody that's the race director who she knows a little bit about these cars. I think she's won, how many races in these, but I don't know if you have enough fingers and toes to count that.
How was Jessica James as race director?
I enjoyed her up there because it was just clear. Some people like every track, somebody would say, "Oh, we can't hear her," but that's like any communication. It varies between the track, like especially with ours, like the vibration in our cars. I think it really affects the frequencies.
Yeah,
because my car would work. I'd hear everything clear, and some guy said they couldn't hear nothing. And Same with our transponders. I
Yes,
find
the transponders especially.
that'll
I'd always
drive you
go.
crazy.
Yeah, I'd always go and try to put the results in, and then Hooligan would be like, "That's not the results." I'm like, "Eh, they never
Yeah.
work." Yeah, that's good. It's good, and I mean, you guys. One thing that was really nice to know about Outlaw Midgets is you guys don't stick to just one track. You go all over. So, where
Mhm.
is Mike Homewood's best track in Ontario?
Oh, Peterborough's got a special place in my heart because that's my first one.
Mhm.
But I got some surfboards this year, which was awesome. That track was my kryptonite for a long time, and I pretty much had a dream weekend there.
Gotta love
Yeah,
the
you did.
beach.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
did.
even had
Great.
I had a Mark Martin moment where in the one heat, I thought the white was the checkered because like the
I
sun was
watched
right back in the field,
that.
and I even pulled under the flag stand. I was like, "They're like, you didn't win." I go, "What do you mean I didn't win?"
Oh, that was a heartbreaker.
It wasn't for a
Oh, damn.
NASCAR race though, so at least it
Yeah,
wasn't at the on that grand a stage.
yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about the differences then. Peterborough, very bumpy. How is Sobel in those cars?
Oh, Savo's nice. Our cars
Mhm.
Yeah.
handle good there. I think you can actually get really racy. You get
Mhm.
a few different lines. But but Peterborough, I don't find it that bad.
Oh yeah.
Like turn one, got the one bump.
Mhm.
Once you're through that, like that's the whole key. Just
Yep.
sail through there. Try not to get the car bouncing, and then you're good.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
where have you guys got? You guys haven't been. You haven't been to. You don't go to Full Throttle, and you don't go to Grand Bend. But I feel like these guys. Do you guys go to Grand Bend?
No, we did a couple years ago. It's just scheduling wise, it's been tough to get there
Mhm.
for the club, but we do go to Varney.
Yeah,
Varney's
I was gonna say you guys been to Varney for sure.
yeah, Varney was going to be a good year this year. Like me and Jason were flying, and then my motor just kept loading up, and the guys, that was one of the tracks where they couldn't hear, so like all the rest of the drivers couldn't line up on
Mhm.
a restart, and my motor was loading up, which means you gotta rev it to keep it cleared so you can get going. As long as I did that, my motor was great, and me and Jason would have raced it out for the win, but with like 5 laps in the feature to go, I couldn't do it. My motor was just too loaded up and took too long on a caution.
I've got to ask Mike, how the heck does that feel? Because I know Graydon's raced Full Throttle in like the full size cars. I can't imagine being in that friggin' Outlaw Midget and you're like
Yeah.
this.
I used to dislike Varney because it was so bumpy, but this year I didn't find it that bumpy. The way I set my car up, there is one line. Like
Mhm.
if you get off of that line, your fillings are going to come out. But
Yeah, I
you got
feel
to,
like in those cars especially, it would be very line sensitive, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
especially
there would
coming out of
be.
two is if you're in the odd line,
Yeah.
ooh, you can't even really see. It's like,
Yeah. All
yeah.
right.
Like my brother wears glasses and like he's like he has to like tape them down because he can't. They just hop
Wow.
around.
It just. Yeah, it comes at you fast there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The the goal for 2025, obviously, I would expect you guys to be back in the midgets in 25 and going for a championship.
Yep, that's my plan. I plan on going through the car over the next few weeks to get it back together. Hopefully, maybe get it to Motorama if I
Nice.
can get. I had a rough go the last few races of the year, so I got a whole pile of body parts over there that got to get rebuilt. But
I
Job
mean,
security.
it happens,
yeah,
right? It happens. I mean, the it was just one of those weekends, I think, for you guys at ACC where anything that seemed to go wrong, it did. But at the end of the day, you still got a new champion in it who was, he was over the moon excited, and there was
oh
still
yeah,
good competition. And I think based off of the way things have gone, I think it definitely got some good attention as well. Just being a part of ACC for you guys, that's got to be like a marquee event.
oh yeah. I put probably over 20 hours into my car leading up to the ACC. like every night out here touching stuff, and just to having a little electrical issue bugged me all day, which hindered me in the feature. I started at the back, and
Right.
then I was in the
But it's for all the marbles at ACC. It's like
It
it's a
is though,
championship race, and
oh
and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
I
you're.
had all new tires and just I was set to go. But
It's like your Daytona of sorts, right? Like, is it to that level, or do you guys have a race that's a little bit bigger?
well, I think fall velocity in that one
Yeah.
are like even for Oktoberfest, we treat them as like the crown jewels.
yeah.
So if you're gonna go back and win the championship next year, who is it that you're gonna have to beat for it?
Definitely Jason Metcalf, and then
Yeah.
Hooligan's new car, Christine, as he calls it.
Yeah.
He just as long as he's not spitting out, he's good.
And I mean,
Yeah.
for you guys having a weekly show, if you get like, I think you guys had the biggest count that you've had, which was at ACC. I think it was like 18, maybe 20,
22.
22.
Good field.
So is that doable for every week, do you think, or is it better to have like a 12 to 16?
It's doable. It's just hopefully there's a big difference between a lot of rookies. So there
Mhm.
was a lot of green drivers out there. So it
Mhm.
was just not that they did bad. It's just I don't know. It was just a lot. A lot of people had trouble passing
Mhm.
just because guys just don't know where to run and they're trying to figure their own stuff out, in
Yeah.
real time, and then can definitely things happen real fast there, especially at Peterborough.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're pretty much you come out of turn two, you're wide open.
Hmm.
Flip it in 3 and 4 and send it her into one. That's
Yeah, you guys are carrying some serious speed into three, eh? Like if it goes sideways there, it's not going to be
yeah.
good.
Well, he knows. He ended
Yeah.
up. I think you ended up upside down, didn't you?
That was turn 1 and 2.
Turn 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a soft rollover, but my rolling back over was pretty quick.
Oh man,
And
That hurt more. That hurt the
I
tailbone.
bet.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't doubt
bent
it.
the whole my eye is like I might have been okay. Like if my bumper was okay,
Mhm.
but I might have been okay if they tipped me back over and we could have raced. But coming back over that hard took off the whole right front axle.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
It's always an honor to get to see, you guys go out there. I don't like personally watching your guys' races only because it makes me so friggin' nervous all the time. Because you guys are like literally like you and Can-Ams are just right near each other. And
yeah.
it wouldn't scare me as much if I didn't actually be able to see your arms and stuff sticking out while you guys are going around the track. But uh it's obviously not a series for everybody. Not everybody can do it. But how did you know that when you got there that this was your home? This Outlaw Midgets is where you wanted to stay.
It took a couple years of just I did it really slow as a
Mhm.
learning thing. Like the club was really competitive when I got in. There was 5, 6, 8 guys that could win every week, and it was people they shared, but only you could learn, but not in chunks. You had to learn in little slivers. So
Right.
nobody would open the book fully for you.
Oh man, that's a
But
good analogy. Yeah, just learning slivers and not in chunks. That's
yeah,
awesome.
We
Robin
always
McLean helped me out a ton when I started.
Mhm.
I'd talk to him hours every week.
Yeah.
And then he'd tell me something, and like, yeah, you understand that? Yep, yep. I had no idea. I was just, I'm telling you.
I think it's fun that we have this somewhat connection to the Outlaw Midgets, obviously with a lot of SNS racers, Jason being part of it, Hooligan now, obviously yourself. You and Fred have probably the best looking Outlaw Midgets out there. I've said it to Graydon. I love the Best Western car. I love the blue. Let me just make sure I get it. Is it Thornbury?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thornbury,
Spas
Pools,
are
Spas.
pools and spas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful looking cars. Are we gonna see similar looking for next year, or are you guys gonna switch it up and change the look?
Still representing Thornbury. They're the world's greatest sponsor. I'm blessed.
Mhm.
So just throw that in there.
There you go.
Um, I'm like it's eternally grateful to Preston and Sharon because they've helped me out so much. Uh,
Do you get a pool out of
eternally,
it?
not a pool, but
No.
they've helped me out with hot tub products.
There you
Yeah,
go.
nice. There you go.
There you go.
But anything I need or whatever, he just tells me, call me, tell me what you need, and after sunset, I
Mhm.
had a parts list a mile long. It felt like, and he's just like, just get it.
And
So
that
he helped me.
it's great to have partners when times are good, but it really, I am sure, helps you out a lot when times aren't so good and you have one of those big parts lists that you don't really want to have to work and cough up for. But I mean, when you have a partnership that's there for you through thick and thin, that does have to help you as a driver and make you feel pretty good and help you sleep a little better at night, not worrying so much about it.
100%.
Yeah.
We want to give that opportunity to you, Mike, because if you've seen this show before, you know that we give you a moment to talk about all of your partners and all the people that you want to thank for getting you out on the racetrack this year. This is your time to shout them out. And because you guys are very active on social media, let's throw out the social media as well.
Mhm.
Oh, awesome. So I'd like to thank Thornbury, Clear Choice Pools and Spas, Sharon and Preston. They're amazing. Um, the NDT group, Dan Tavari, is my good buddy. Is at his shop this morning. We're planning on stuff to do. He runs a mod light. So I got to try a mod light last year, which was amazing.
Cool.
Still smiling from the dirt. I'm telling you, that was fun.
Yeah.
I got Mosaics, Floors and More. They do commercial floors. They're amazing. They help me out every year. Um, oh man,
You took all the body panels off now.
that's exactly it. It's a pile over there. But Shady and Tire Ennisville for helping the club. Falcon Fire. Um, I'm forgetting one. Oh, Klotz Canada.
Yes.
They helped me out huge this year. I was
Nice.
running their 110 leaded fuel.
Nice.
Worked out good.
Good.
This year we bought a drum, and we every week I had to come out here and hand pump it all out. And the end of the year I finally bought an air operated pump.
Nice. Upgrade.
I was a fool not to do that from the get go.
Live and learn, buddy.
And that hand pump, I come out here and I had to do probably 3 jugs a week. It
Yeah.
was at my house, so I did it for the whole team. And oh man, just burn your arm out.
uh, teamwork makes the dream work.
Let's
Yeah,
talk about those people that are on your team, Mike. Let's talk about the people that help you out each and every week.
Well, I got my wife, Kelsey. She's amazing. Does all the social media,
Nice.
makes all the sandwiches, packs the
Hey.
cooler.
Some pretty good things right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The wives
all
are the
about the peanut
best.
butter and jam. Then I got my brother, and then his family,
Mhm.
his wife Jen. They have their 3 kids that help out. Bentley, his oldest son, helped out with the Outlaw Midgets this year in the infield until he hurt his
Nice.
toe, and then he's been off. But and then he's got Grayson, who's going to probably be the next racer. He's I think he's 9 or 10, but we'll be looking to get him into something soon.
Cool.
And then his daughter is Gabby, and then I forgot my daughter. I'm terrible. Ugh. But there's my daughter Emmy, who's my biggest fan. You can hear her in the videos, usually screaming her guts out.
Yep. Yep.
My wife tries to record every race, which I think that helps her anxiety.
Yeah.
If she's
Yeah.
focused on that task instead of just thinking about me being in the car,
Yep.
she's following the whole thing.
That's
Yeah.
why you do a TikTok, so you can put music over top of all the swearing.
Yeah. When GeForce did the interview with me, that's all I could think in my head was like, "Don't swear, Mike. Don't swear."
It
Oh
didn't
man, you
matter
and
in
me
the end.
both.
It didn't matter in the end because Dan and Will Gibbons swore enough for both of us. So,
Yeah,
man,
true.
it
And
this
then
was fun. We've
I got
got
a couple more.
okay. Let's hear
Oh
them.
yeah,
Let's hear them.
yeah. Then I got my mom, a Barrett, my mom, who's
Mhm.
second to Kelsey's my second biggest supporter. She got us into racing when we were young with my dad, and
Mhm.
just lets us carry on. Her painting company, Bees Painting, helped. They sponsor both me and my brother,
Nice.
and then there's my sister and her son Emmett.
Nice.
So they all come out and every race
It,
they can anyway.
it
And
really is Homewood family racing. Like
Yeah,
it is
totally.
all family. I love this.
yeah,
How
yeah,
can
we
people
bring
find you on social media?
Homewood Family Racing on Facebook,
Mhm.
and then the wife's Homewood Family Racing on TikTok, I believe.
It
That's what it is.
is.
Had to double check. Yeah,
Nice.
she's
It
got two TikToks. She runs the Outlaw Midget one too, so it's full-time media here. And
Nice. Exposure.
yeah,
what can you
she
ask
just made
for,
a
right?
video for Jason tonight. It turned out pretty good.
It did. I just played it on
Yeah.
the show tonight,
Yeah.
so
Um,
it was great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I didn't even have to worry about copyright. Perfect. Well, obviously, we want to wish you a very happy off season, Mike. And congratulations on your season. We can't wait to see you out there for what's going to be S&S Deckel on the 17 car next year. We're really excited about that, and see if we can get a couple of checkered flags next year. We'll bring you some good luck to take. We'll bring Jason down a couple. He got a lot this year. So thank you so much
yeah.
for joining us, Mike.
Thank you for having me.
That's Mike Homewood of the Outlaw Midgets here on episode 180 of the Stickers and Scuffs podcast.